My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Morning Report. Alrighty, well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. It is February 11th, 2021, in the year of our Lord. I trust that you are well this glorious, glorious day. Weather in the Tampa Bay area has been off the chain since Sunday. I think the whole area is still in the afterglow of a Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl win. The boat parade was yesterday. It was great. And did you see Tom Brady's best throw of the week? Took the Lombardi Trophy and tossed it off his yacht, and his yacht is the bomb, and tossed it to Gronk on the boat that Gronk was on. I don't think Gronk has a yacht, but Brady's got a yacht. Brady's got a big friggin' blue yacht. It's beautiful. And tossed it to Gronk. And Gronk, of course, caught it, baby. So, and I'm sure a lot of, I remember how the NHL people were freaking out with the Stanley Cup. But the Stanley Cup's different. There's only one of them. There are a number of Lombardi trophies, and getting another one, quite frankly, wouldn't be that big a deal if somehow it slipped off and ended up in the river. As a matter of fact, there'd probably be like 700 divers in the river right now. That thing would have not been in the river for more than 15 seconds, so somebody would have hopped in there and got it. But in any case, it was great fun. A lot of people everywhere. So most people masked up, because there is a mandatory mask mandate going on right now in the city of Tampa, at least for 14 days, I think, after the Super Bowl. The mayor was there on one of the boats waving the big Buccaneer flag. She was all masked up. Most of the people that you saw on the sidewalk and on the Riverwalk were masked up. There wasn't much social distancing because it's all in a pretty small area, but people were masked up. But it's not stopping, and this is not, we're not talking about this today, but we're going to mention it because it is in the offing. There is no imminent date for it, but Pete Buttigieg and the CDC chair are looking to put a domestic travel ban in and out of the state of Florida. Because even though the state, our cases are declining. But, all the video came out this weekend, all the Super Bowl stuff, everybody in Tampa and Tampa Bay partying and enjoying themselves without wearing a mask. And apparently, I guess, I haven't heard this except that I heard it today, that the UK variant is ascendant in the state of Florida. Now, cases total are down, but UK variant is rising. 1% in January to 15% of cases today. So they're worried about this variant and not being able to get the vaccine to handle this variant. When frankly the vaccine can't handle its thing now. So how useful is it? But in any case, that's in the offing. It ought to be interesting. So the government is planning on, really, that's their mentality, locking us in Florida, making it impossible for anybody to get in or anybody to get out. Escape from Florida, which is going to be a new movie, I guess, or Escape to Florida, it's going to be a new movie. Effectively trying to kill the Florida economy, because the Florida economy and the Florida lifestyle is completely antithetical to the fear porn that the administration is pushing. But that's going to be on another show, probably early next week, and we'll continue to follow that for sure. Why? Because it matters to me. In any case, let's go over the stories that are happening now. We know that the impeachment hearing started yesterday, I guess, and I don't have a Topo Chico today. I have the second best, in my opinion, the San Pellegrino mineral water. No calories. Has a little less salt, actually. It's delicious. Super refreshing. San Pellegrino. If you haven't had it, please get some of that. Yeah, Topo Chico, San Pellegrino. We want that sponsorship, baby. Law enforcement, new Capital Riot lead. They have a new lead that might lead to crushing this whole impeachment nonsense. The impeachment nonsense is based on the idea that President Trump's speech sort of sparked this insurrection, right? That he incited this insurrection. When they're finding out that, and we know already, that this was already ongoing, didn't have anything to do with Trump's speech or anything that he might have said, even when taken out of context, it just didn't. It just didn't. This is all a political act that is going to backfire in their faces, something ridiculous. But we're going to find that out. Also, and connected to that, it didn't take long for Louisiana Republicans to rebuke Senator Cassidy's impeachment vote. We're going to talk about that too. Bill Cassidy said he was going to be an impartial juror, but he's a never Trumper, and we're going to see how that works too. But you know what? That didn't play well at home. I mean, he's all up under Murkowski, the chair of that particular. Well, there's a picture of him all up under Murkowski, but how's that going to work out at home in the Bayou, baby? Probably not all that well. And and the election 2020. This is an interesting article by Matt Vespa. Want to guess how close Trump and the GOP came to winning? Everything. Stay tuned. Come on back. We'll be back in just a little bit. This is the Morning Report, a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. My name is Will Lawson. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, good morning, and my name is Will Lawson from Fightback Media, and I am at Tampa Beer Works here in the Tampa area. And I wanted to let all my local friends know that this is a local microbrewery run by a local guy who's a really good guy who is trying desperately to keep this place open because they do great work. They have a great product, they have great service, and they do great work in the community. So we'll be here tomorrow morning doing our morning report live from this location. The link is down in the comments, so make sure that if you're not doing anything in the morning, that you tune in and that you come by and that you patronize a local business. If you're about local businesses, I found one for you. We'll see you tomorrow morning on the Morning Report. Alrighty. We appreciate you being here. Thank you ever so much. I gotta turn the ducking on, I guess, on the audio, but I haven't done that. Let me go ahead and do that real quick and click that button and click that button, that button, and that will fix that for next time. In any case, thank you ever so much for spending some time with us today. We hope to get the video out soon because I know that the video sometimes delays the audio. The audio is live. We're doing the audio live tonight, for tomorrow morning, and sometimes the video is delayed. So hope to get them both out, and so you can enjoy them at the same time. You see my smiling face. Yes, you're right. I need a haircut. Get rid of some of this gray. Get my beard trimmed. And if you haven't seen the beard, you got to show up on the 18th, next Friday. Next Friday, We'll be doing this whole shaboom and this whole shebang live out in front of people. Boy, I got no shame, right? Out in front of people at the Frederick Douglass Weekend Meet and Greet at 1122 East 7th Avenue in Ybor City, 33605, at Daddy-O's Patio. Audrey Pruitt will be our guest speaker. Audrey Pruitt is the CEO of New Journey Political Action Committee. Albert Gilroy will be there. Who else? Hector Camacho Jr., boxer, will be there. And all our friends who are going to be at the Frederick Douglass brunch. Now, I got to tell you, if you've already ordered tickets, thank you ever so much. If you've RSVP'd, but you got to buy those tickets by the 14th. You got to pay for them by the 14th. Go to the website, whatever. Because the event, the brunch on the next day, on Saturday, at 10 a.m. on the campus of St. Pete College and the Allstate Center, is sold out. I talked to the organizer on the way in tonight, and the brunch is sold out. If you RSVP'd, go ahead and buy your ticket or your table or whatever you got, because after the 14th, done. So we are effectively sold out. Thank you ever so much. Now, if you want to go to the website, the Eventbrite website, and contribute a little something, to help out for the cause, a little something, little Skrilla, a little cheddar. We appreciate that, because anytime you can help out, we really appreciate it. So you can still go to the fightbackmedia.com website and click on the poster, and that'll take you to the Eventbrite site, and you'll be able to donate. Especially if you live in Walla Walla, Washington, or Bangor, Maine, or somewhere, and you aren't going to be able to come anyway, but you love what we're doing. Or if you happen to be Tara, and Tara lives in Australia, thanks. You can also donate in American currency, a little Skrilla, a little cheddar. You know what I'm saying? Every little bit of cheddar helps. You know what I'm saying? So if you could do that, that would be great too. All right, let's get to the stories. This whole impeachment 2.0 could be or should be anyway, a moot point if this latest lead pans out. We'll see. Law enforcement officials are officially launching an investigation into allegations that the January 6th riot on the Capitol was pre-planned. Now, it would seem to me, if you are going to impeach somebody, you would have done all of this beforehand, if indeed it were political. Specifically, the agencies are investigating whether or not the rioters planned the course of attack by taking tours of the U.S. Capitol, and whether or not foreign interference accompanied. Because that's a huge story, right? Catherine Hedridge from CBS tweeted, "New law enforcement official confirms to CBS News that a task force is reviewing allegations rioters used tours of the Capitol to do reconnaissance prior to January 6th. Though the officials said to date the review had not uncovered evidence to support allegations or that lawmakers were involved, the official said the task force is reviewing whether there was foreign support, to include money and on social media, but the officials said no conclusion has been reached." It would have seemed that this sort of investigation would have been done before you decide to impeach a president who's no longer in office. If indeed the investigations conclude that the foreign interference took place on January 6th, this would not be the first time a country attempted to influence an American election. Back in November, former Department of Homeland Security Jay Johnson warned about foreign adversaries attempting to meddle in the 2020 presidential election. Of course they are. This is unfortunately the world that we are living in now. There is, in fact, a foreign influence right now in the 2020 election. We know this from our own government. Johnson said at the time, the Iranians have attempted to intimidate Democratic voters. We know that there's a large-scale targeting exercise by the Russian government, but our government does not know exactly what their plan is. So there is, in fact, foreign interference. Yes, law enforcement officials have said the riots prove the attacks on the Capitol were pre-planned, based on the concerns of foreign interference and premeditated attack. Democrats' push to impeach President Trump for insurrection are becoming more and more far-fetched. This whole idea that this was a planned MAGA insurrection is foolish and ridiculous and outrageous, and we knew it from the beginning. Which is why in the first impeachment, did you notice that they didn't bring it up in the election? Well, because they failed. They didn't get the conviction. They weren't going to get the conviction. There wasn't any collusion, right? They weren't going to get that, so they failed. Everybody saw, even their own side saw that was a political event. That wasn't anything more than a political event, and this isn't anything more than a political event too. Which is why it boggles my mind that somebody like Bill Cassidy from Louisiana would hop on board with the Democrats and the Never Trumpers. It doesn't make any sense. Louisiana GOP Senator Bill Cassidy now thinks the second impeachment effort against private citizen Trump is constitutional after all. Yeah, I don't know. And the Louisiana Republican Party is now profoundly disappointed with their elected representative. On Tuesday, Cassidy joined 5 other Republican senators in voting with Democrats, declaring the second impeachment effort against former President Trump to be constitutional. Now, here's the deal. It don't matter a tinker's damn if they voted it to be constitutional. It doesn't make it constitutional. It just doesn't. Now, there may be some precedent that there have been others that have been impeached after resigning from office. The Secretary, Ulysses Grant, Secretary of War, is one of those instances, and I think they were using that. So only hours. The vote followed that many described as a lackluster opening performance by Trump's defense lawyer, Bruce Castor. So what? So what? Only hours after the vote, Louisiana Republican Party issued a statement rebuking the senator's vote and the impeachment charge against the former president. Now, apparently, Bill Cassidy doesn't want to be senator from Louisiana anymore, right? Apparently, he doesn't. The Republican Party of Louisiana is profoundly disappointed by Senator Bill Cassidy's vote on constitutionality of the impeachment trial now underway against former President Trump. Now, private citizen Donald J. Trump read the statement. We feel that an impeachment trial of a private citizen is not only unconstitutional, but it's also an attack on the very foundation of American democracy, which will have far-reaching and unforeseen consequences for our republic. And no truer words than that. The state party wrote the former president is innocent of the politically motivated bogus charges against him, and characterized the ongoing impeachment trial as a kangaroo court presided over by an openly hostile political opponent. Louisiana Republicans also saluted the state's junior U.S. Senator John Kennedy for remaining steadfast in his opposition to the fake impeachment trial now underway in Washington, D.C. Republican lawmakers who aligned themselves with Democrats in the latest impeachment effort against Trump are coming under fire back home. Wyoming Republican Party has censured Liz Cheney and called for the representatives to resign following her vote on impeachment. Other GOP House members who follow Cheney's lead are now finding themselves contending with similar censures and new opponents in their primary. These people are going to get primaried and they're going to be out. I hope they really believe on a stack of the Lord's word what they were doing is correct. I really hope they believe that. If they were trying to play the system, if they were trying to play the political system, they lost. Just saying. Just saying. All right, we'll take a little break, and we'll be back to finish up Thank you ever so much for coming to the Morning Report. The Morning Report, again, is a production of fightbackmedia.com. Fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. My name is Will Lawson. We'll be back right after these messages. Well, I just wanted to let you know that, again, on February 19th, from 6 to 9 p.m. here at Daddy-O's Patio, here in Ybor City, is going to be the Frederick Douglass meet and greet. Audrey Pruitt is the guest speaker. There's going to be some really, really fantastic guests that you can meet, and it is the day before the Frederick Douglass brunch happening at St. Pete College in St. Petersburg at the Allstate Center on February 20th. The details are down in the comments. Can't wait to see you there. I'll be here doing the program. Again, in Ybor City, Daddy-O's Patio. You gotta love it. This is where the old La Tropicana used to be, across the street, so the kitty corner to the Blind Tiger coffee shop, if you're in the Tampa Bay area. Parking is behind the building. It is paid parking, but it's inexpensive. So I can't wait to see you here. February 19th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. See you then. Alrighty. Well, thank you ever so much. Excuse me. Thank you ever so much for sitting some more time here with us as we close up. Again, do not forget. Please do not forget. We'll be live at Daddy-O's Patio on the 18th of February, which is next Friday, at the meet and greet as part of the Frederick Douglass weekend put on by the Suncoast Pinellas Black Republicans Club, and we'll be there at Daddy-O's Patio, and I'll be doing this, and there'll be great speakers and a time to get pictures and a time to shake hands and make connections with like-minded people. It'll be a great time, and then the next morning, if you don't get too drunk, you're not gonna get that drunk. There'll be a Frederick Douglass brunch on the campus of St. Pete College in the Allstate Center. It's 3200 34th Street North, I believe it is, in St. Pete. It's going to be great because the speakers are going to be George Farrell of Black Pac and the author of Colorblind, Byron Donalds, who's the U.S. rep from the 19th District of Florida. That's the Fort Myers, Naples area. And, of course, my friend Kevin McGarry, who is the CEO of Every Black Life Matters and the chairman of the Frederick Douglass Foundation of California. And they will be speaking, and I will not be speaking. I'll just be sitting at a table somewhere doing my podcast. So cannot wait for you to be there. Join us, enjoy the fun, enjoy the freedom, enjoy the Frederick Douglass. So we can't wait to see you there. Again, if you haven't had your tickets for the brunch, if you don't pay for your reservations by the 14th, we're done, because effectively we're sold out. We are not sold out for the meet and greet on Friday. So if you didn't get a ticket for the brunch, join us Friday evening from 6 to 9 for the meet and greet. Sit down here in the co-pilot chair, and let's have a conversation. Can't wait to see you. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and knock out this last story here. Things could have been very different. Things could have been very, very different, which is why, it is the opinion of those of us here at Fightback Media that we use what's left of our system to maintain the republic, to garner control of the republic again. Donald Trump, here's some things that people say. Donald Trump is toxic. The GOP is finished. Joe Biden won. He has a mandate. All of these things are not true. Also, it would seem the demography is not destined, and higher turnout is not an automatic lock for Democrats. We have an autopsy of sorts from the Washington Post in the 2020 election. So you want to take a guess on how many Republican votes needed to control everything? 1 million votes. 2 million votes? Nah. It didn't even break 100,000. It was 90,000 votes. 90,000 votes in the right places would have completely flipped this over. So close it was. Now, I know a lot of us believe that there was massive fraud. So think about, even with massive fraud, 90,000 votes would have made a difference. It's crazy. Literally, minor changes in the presidential, House, and Senate races could have led to the GOP coming into 2021 with a unified government. There are many ways to skin an electoral cat, and some have said that in the past. It's not all grounded in the popular vote. The electoral strategy is different. We are shocked that Donald Trump had fewer popular votes than Joe Biden. Oh no, we knew this was going to be the case, as the areas that are fastest growing are typically Democratic bastions, which also does nothing in regard to the expanding left ability to reach 227 any easier. What about Florida? Yeah, the state has become more diverse for sure. It's also more Republican than it was back in 2000. Go figure. I'll tell you why, because I'm here. Because the Florida Democratic Party is a hot mess. It is hot garbage. It is just hot garbage, all of it. When the top of your ticket is found drunk, drugged out, puke on a hotel, in a hotel room with a male prostitute, yeah, it didn't really work all that well. Now I'm going to say this. I had the chance well before that to meet Mayor Gillum at an interview, and was able to interview him a little bit, and I found him delightful. I found him pleasant, and I found him forthcoming, and like I said, I ain't got no problem with the dude. He's got demons apparently, and they were on full display as he's laying there naked, with puke on him, drunk, high, or whatever, in a hotel room with a male prostitute. That's the top of their ticket. So yeah, the Florida Democrat Party is hot garbage. Demography is not destined, and there are a host of issues where civil war could break out among Democrats, especially regarding who is filling campaign coffers. Non-whites may vote reliably Democrat, but white educated liberals were the ones who filled the war chest and gave money at a disproportionate rate. The ones who signed the checks will always get their phone calls answered. Surprise, surprise. I see a big issue with that on the horizon, but we'll just wait and see what happens. Let Democrats be the ones who will cause their own car crash. Anyway, here's a breakdown of how close the Republican Party was to winning the whole show. Republicans came at most 43,000 votes from winning each of the three levels of power. 43,000 votes each. And that would surely temper any move toward drastic corrective action vis-a-vis former President Donald Trump. While Democrats, Joe Biden won the popular vote by more than 4 points in the electoral vote college. This is according to the Washington Post. I know that you believe differently. I understand that. Just give me some time to read it, okay? 306 to 232. The result was much closer to flipping that than that would suggest. Biden won 3 decisive states, all of which we have a problem with: Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, by 0.06 percentage points or less, which was similar to Trump's 2016 victory. If you flip fewer than 43,000 votes across 3 states, the Electoral College is tied 269-269. In that case, Trump would probably have won, given the race would be decided by 1 vote for each House delegation, of which Republicans control more. And they'd be rioting in the streets because the left would do just that because that's how they behave. There are several reasons to argue that Biden has a mandate, including that he won more eligible voters than any candidate in a half a century, supposedly. This is all from the Washington Post. I don't believe any of this, and neither do you. And won the highest percentage of any challenger to an incumbent president since 1932. But the fact remains that they weren't that far away from being a second Trump term. This is why, in my thought, is that we can still use this system. We have to be better at it. We have to get into those places that are counting votes. We've got to be part of that process than ever before. And we've got to make sure that we keep the momentum going from all the non-traditional places where we have made gains. And we've made gains in some non-traditional demographics where Republicans have not made gains, where people like Mitt Romney, he couldn't talk to a dead dog in the hood and the dead dog would pay any attention. He had a chance. He failed. So we decided not to the second time. And who else? John McCain busted dead. He couldn't do it either. Wouldn't do it. Didn't know how. You know who could? You know who did? Donald J. Trump. So there's been momentum. There's been momentum gained. People like Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, Christopher Townsend, all sorts of other people have sort of pushed this thing forward. C.L. Bryant on Freedom from Freedom Works and all sorts of other places in non-traditional demographics for Republicans and conservatives. Trump still won more votes from that demographic than anybody in history. So Republican than anybody in history. So there have been gains made. Now we just have to keep the momentum going. We can't fall so far back in our feelings and our disappointment and our bitterness that we just throw our hands up. That can't happen. That can't happen. You've had a month to be sorry and feel sorry for yourself. Now it's time to get back to work. All right, we got to get out of here making for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Morning Report.